Hello, monsters abound here, and welcome back to Deathtrap Dungeon, the interactive video adventure. Oh, is Eddie Marsden there? And apparently we're now travelling with Throm, a barbarian, one of our rivals. We picked up some bling last time. We got a lovely ring and a tooth necklace, which is, I mean, that's really upping my street cred, possibly. I mean, it started at 0, so it's definitely increased it somewhat. And now we get the option to head through an archway that looks like a demonic mouth, or search the chamber. I think I'm going to search the chamber because you should always search chambers, shouldn't you? It's just a dumb thing.
You walk around the cavern, but find nothing of interest.
Oh.
Throm calls out behind you, saying that he has found a leather pouch under a pile of rocks. Opening the pouch, he laughs out loud as a tiny mouse runs through his fingers and scurries off into the crevice behind 2 boulders. Suddenly, you hear the sound of cracking rock above you and look up to see stalactites breaking off from the roof. Throm's booming laugh, which still echoes through the chamber, has made the stalactites vibrate and break off. You yell at Throm to run through the archway as the stalactites start to crash to the floor.
God damn it, Throm.
This will be a test of your luck.
Okay. No worries. Easily done.
Despite the stalactites crashing all around you, you manage to dash through the archway without injury. You look around and see Throm thundering towards you, one arm held over his head for protection. He dashes into the tunnel and leans against the cold wall, panting heavily, apologizing for starting the rockfall, and offers you his hand to shake. You tell Throm that maybe he should use sign language in future, even for laughing. You both smile and head east.
Oh, we're bantsing. We've got bants.
The tunnel ends at a large oak door.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Throm wastes no time in testing the handle and is somewhat surprised to find the door unlocked.
Oh.
He pushes it open and walks into a torch-lit chamber. Sitting alone on an ornate chair is a dwarf,
right,
who bids you enter. As you do so, the oak door swings shut behind you. Adventurers, you have done well to get this far, says the dwarf in a deep voice. However, as you both know, there can only be one winner in the Trial of Champions. As Trial Master, it is my duty to Baron circumvent, to let only the most able continue. Therefore, I must devise a test of wits and strength to eliminate one of you. Please do not attempt to dispose of me. It will be utterly pointless, for, as you can see, there is no obvious way out of this chamber, and only I know where the hidden exit lies. Now, if you would care to decide between you who will go first, I shall make the necessary preparations. You look at Throm, suddenly angry that your effective partnership might come to an end. He leans over and whispers in your ear that you should try to kill the dwarf and worry about the exit later.
I'm with Throm. Fucking take him. Get him.
As you rush towards the dwarf, he pulls 2 hand darts from his belt and throws them at you and Throm, hitting both of you in the leg. You are both instantly paralyzed by the poison on the tip of the dart,
right,
losing you 2 stamina points.
Ow.
As though glued to the floor, you can only watch as the dwarf retrieves his dart from your thigh. He asks you whether you are willing to enter his contest now. You strain to nod your head. Slowly, the effects of the poison wear off and mobility returns. The dwarf beckons you to follow him, telling Throm to await his return. He opens a secret door in the chamber wall, and you follow him into a small circular room. He closes the door behind you and hands you 2 bone dice, telling you to throw them on the floor. You roll a 6 and a 2, a total of 8. The dwarf asks you to roll again, but this time you must predict the total. Will it be the same, higher, or lower than the 8?
Is this the test? It's a shit test. I mean, likelihood is it will be less than 8? I mean, that's the likelihood, isn't it? And it is.
The dwarf congratulates you for guessing correctly.
Is that it?
He tells you that you must now progress to the second stage of the test.
Oh, fuck.
He reaches for a wicker basket and tells you that a snake is held within it. He tips the basket over, and the snake drops onto the floor. It is a cobra, and it rears up in the air, ready to strike. The dwarf tells you that he wishes to test your reactions. Barehanded, you must grasp the cobra below its head, avoiding its deadly fangs. You crouch down on the floor, tensing yourself for the moment to seize it. This will be a tough test of your skill.
Right. I mean, you say tough, but literally can't
With
fail.
lightning speed, you thrust your hand out and grip the cobra just below its open mouth. You lift it up, and with your arm outstretched, you dangle it in front of the dwarf. He doesn't flinch, but says in his calm, expressionless way,
Please put the cobra back in the basket and prepare for the final part of the test. Follow me.
You do what he says and follow him back into the chamber, where Throm is pacing up and down, obviously ill at ease. You wave to him while the dwarf opens a second secret door and tells you to walk on through and wait for him. Again you comply, and you find yourself in another circular room, although this one resembles a small arena. The floor is covered with sand, and a small balcony runs around the arena wall. Opposite the secret entrance you came in through is an ominous-looking wooden door. Suddenly you hear a shout, and you look up to see the smiling dwarf standing on the balcony. He throws 2 pieces of paper down to you. On one of them, the words, "No crop is," are written. On the other, "Ruin moat." In his ever-calm voice, he says,
If you rearrange the letters of the words, you will find the names of 2 creatures. You may choose which one to fight in my arena of death.
Can you identify the creature by rearranging the letters?
Content, do I use the group? Alright, ruin moat or no crop is. Oh, I'm terrible at anagrams. Crop, no, oh, no, not. I fucking don't know what that is. Ruined. Right, so from memory, I'm fairly sure this is Scorpion. Because I remember getting to this bit, and I remember a Scorpion. So the Scorpion's a bugger because I think if it like gets a particular number, it just basically fucks you. So let's go for whatever the other one is.
You call out to the dwarf that you are ready to fight the Minotaur.
Oh, God.
The wooden door rises slowly, and you see the fearsome beast, half man, half bull, step into the arena. Steam blows from its nostrils as it works itself up into a rage, ready to attack. Suddenly it rushes forward, swinging its double-headed axe.
Oh, good. Okay, actually, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. We fought worse. Although, that's not
The
great.
Minotaur charges at you with its horns. You're able to jump quickly enough to avoid their sharp points.
Okay, but, you know, we're fine. It's okay. We just need to stop rolling like a twat. That's
Your
better.
speed is improving. You run directly at the Minotaur and slice at its leg as you run by.
Okay, we'll just keep doing it. We can take a few hits.
The Minotaur leans forward and takes a run at you. Speed is impressive, but you duck and roll aside, landing a heavy blow on its shin.
I suspect fighting the Minotaur's the easier version, although it's thematic, so obviously. Low go. I do like the Minotaurs.
The Minotaur swings its huge axe above its head. You step aside as it smashes into the floor. You're able to land an attack from the side.
Keep going. Ooh. No, that's
Your
fine.
speed is improving. You run directly at the Minotaur and slice at its leg as you run by.
Okay, keep going. Jesus, whoever's rolling these dice is really quite aggressive.
The Minotaur leans forward and takes a run at you. Speed is impressive, but you duck and
why
roll
skill
aside,
is so important.
landing a heavy blow on its shin. The dwarf calls down from the balcony, congratulating you on your victory. He throws the sack down into the arena and tells you to relax and regain your strength for the final part of the test. Then he walks off, saying he will return in about 10 minutes. You open the sack and find a jug of wine and a cooked chicken.
Oh. I mean, it'd be rude not to eat and drink it. I mean, I've eaten everything apart from the mushroom, and to be honest, I'm starting to think maybe I should have eaten the mushroom, but fuck it.
The food and drink are excellent, and you feel much better, gaining 2 more stamina points. Fully satisfied, you sit down and await the dwarf's return.
Couldn't remember what my max was.
After about 20 minutes, the dwarf reappears on the balcony. He calls down to you, saying,
Well, I do have an interesting problem on my hands. Prepare to fight your next opponent.
The wooden door rises once again, and you are surprised to see a familiar face. It is Throm. He is cut and badly bruised and doesn't seem to recognize you. He is clearly delirious as he staggers forward with his axe, raised to attack you. The dwarf laughs and says,
The cobra bit him, but he has the strength of an ox and managed to carry on, even though most men would have died. Now you must fight him to decide finally which of you will continue the trial of champions.
You shout abuse at the dwarf, protesting the cruelty of such a contest. He merely laughs, and you have no option but to defend yourself against poor Throm. Despite his wounds, he is immensely strong.
Oh, good. I do remember fighting Throm before, so I did kind of recognise this was coming. Okay, we'll just twat him then, I guess.
You hurl yourself at Throm, fists flailing, and land a stunning blow on his chin.
Good. Let's just test our luck, because I've got the Potion of Fortune.
You try your luck, and your luck is in.
Oh, he loves it when I test my luck. Okay, let's just keep... I don't think Throm is the worst.
Throm swings at your head. Thankfully, you duck just in time.
He's not the worst one to fight, but he is quite tricky. But this is why skill is so important, because...
You parry Throm's attack, but he is too strong, and you trip, cracking your head on the floor as you fall.
Imagine if I'd rolled a 1, had 7 skill. That wouldn't have been good, would it?
You drop to the ground, sweeping away Throm's legs. You hate it, as he howls as his head hits the hard ground.
Oh, my heart. Throm, my love. Ooh.
Throm swings low, crashing into your ankles and knocking you off balance.
Ow. Fucking stop it, Throm. Just die.
Throm grabs you by the throat and manages to half choke you before you get a chance to push him off.
Oh, it's not good.
Throm is tall, and you duck, grab him, and ram his head hard into the wall.
Let's test our luck, because this needs to be over ASAP.
You try your luck, and your luck is in.
Oh, I love the little, it's in. Come on, let's just finish him off.
You hurl yourself at Throm, fists flailing, and land a stunning blow on his chin.
Exhausted by your long duel, you fall to your knees as you stare at Throm's still body. A bitter loathing for the dwarf fills your heart. Somehow, you will avenge Throm. Engulfed in your hatred, you do not notice the dwarf enter the arena until he is standing right in front of you, a loaded crossbow aimed at your chest.
I know what you are thinking,
He says calmly.
but remember that only I know the way out of here. Get up. It's time for you to leave.
Once on your feet, the dwarf indicates that you should walk ahead of him. Back in the chamber, he crosses over to the northern wall and pushes against one of its stones. A door-like section of the wall swings out, opening into another crystal-lit tunnel. With his crossbow still aimed at your chest, the dwarf smiles, saying,
Good luck.
What a prick. Swing a punch at the dwarf, yes!
The dwarf is expecting your move. Furthermore, you are not as fast as you should be because of your recent ordeal. So he easily evades your punch, saying,
I could kill you now if I wished, but I yearn for a hand-to-hand fight.
Then he throws down his crossbow and draws an axe from his belt.
That's it, Shorty, bring it.
Despite your fatigue, you think only of vengeance. Because of your condition, you must reduce your skill by 2 for the duration of the battle.
What? Fuck me. Right, okay, good. I mean, where's the music? Is it more sort of... Is this like an Eris thing where... Eris?
You lunge at the dwarf's stomach with your sword
We've
drawn.
got sad music as it's revenge.
It tries
from.
to move, but you land a painful blow.
But imagine if I had 7 skill. So I'd have 5 skill for this fight. It'd be fucking ridiculous. I mean, some people just go, I'll just give myself the max amount of skill.
Over, but grab a handful of dirt and throw it in the dwarf's face, making your subsequent attack effective.
Good. Fucking fuck the stupid little bastard up. What a prick.
The dwarf runs at you, but you twist aside as your sword lands home.
The now dead dwarf's chainmail coat is of the finest quality iron, obviously made by a master armorer. You strip it from his body and place it over your head, gaining you 1 skill point. There is nothing else of use to you in the chamber, so you decide to investigate the new tunnel, which soon divides into 2. You hear a buzzing sound coming from the western branch.
Oh no. The fly's back. I mean, obviously there's been multiple points where I've got more skill. So if you did start with low skill, it does increase, but not all the books are like that. And particularly House of Hell has a fear level, and there's walkthroughs for the book, and I think there's a certain amount of fear that you will acquire throughout the book, and there's a certain, I think you need a minimum of 10 fear. So it's like skill. I think it's like roll 1 dice and add 6. But if you have anything less than 10, basically you cannot complete the book, because as soon as you hit your maximum fear, you drop dead. So if you roll anything less than a 10, then you're fucked, basically, even from the very start of the book. Just that roll will fuck you over. And some of these books have really, really tough battles fighting monsters, and they don't have the skill increases. So basically, if you don't have the skill, you are just fucked from the get-go. So a lot of the books, people just go, just give yourself the max of everything and just go with it that way. Obviously, it makes it a bit harder if you do kind of like roll low. But then, on the other hand, like battles and stuff, like it's just dice rolls, right? It's just pure fucking luck whether you make it or not. Obviously, we can, investigate.
There is a large panel of glass in the left-hand wall of the tunnel.
Good.
Through it, you can see a bright, torch-lit room teeming with giant insects of every possible description.
Oh god, that looks horrible.
Bees, wasps, beetles, ticks.
Nope.
Even the mites are over 6 centimeters long.
Oh.
The noise is threatening. In the middle of the room, a jeweled crown lies on top of a small table. What looks like a large diamond is set in the middle of the crown.
Yes. We need, I think one of the gems is a diamond. We need a diamond, so we're going to have to break the... In fact, I haven't looked at the map for fucking ages, have I? Oh, so there we go. Oh god, I've missed out a bunch of stuff here, haven't I? I guess maybe you can come up from below. I don't know. But we're here now. I guess we're going to have to, break the glass and snatch the crown.
You smash the glass with the hilt of your sword, making a hole big enough to climb through. Immediately, the giant insects start swarming and jumping towards you.
Oh.
Wasting no time, you clamber into the room, grabbing one of the lit torches to defend yourself. The fire keeps most of the insects at bay, but by the time you have snatched the crown and climbed back into the corridor, some of them have stung you. We'll roll 1 die and add 2 to the total to decide how many stings you have suffered, reducing your stamina by 1 for each sting.
Whoa! Oh, that's bad.
The giant insects do not chase you, preferring the bright light of the room they are in.
Fuck.
You examine the crown and see with disgust that it is merely painted iron, and the diamond is just glass and totally worthless.
Fuck you.
You throw it on the ground in a rage and wonder which way to go next.
That was 7 stamina points. Fuck. Alright, well, I guess we'll just eat some... Let's eat a couple of provisions. We got it. We'll just eat... Let's eat that many. There we go. Almost max. That's fine. Let's drink a potion as well. So that's going to give us 12 luck. That's all good. Right, so which way do you want to go? I should have been looking at this to start off with. Shall we keep going west, I think?
Ahead, in the far distance, you hear the sound of slow footsteps coming towards you. Unsure of who or what might be approaching, you look around for a place to hide. You see a large crack in the tunnel wall which lies in shadow.
Should we hide in the shadows? Let's hide in the shadows.
You have to squeeze yourself deep into the crack to conceal yourself.
I'm going
completely.
deep.
From this cramped position, you are unable to see the owner of the feet that shuffle slowly by. A minute later, all is quiet again as you pull yourself back out into the tunnel and head west.
Okay.
After a short while, you arrive at another junction in the tunnel with a choice of 2 directions.
Do we keep going or go north? A decision for next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.